let's do a reading this morning. Ooh. See what the cards are trying to tell us. Probably one more. They're all trying to fall out, if we're being honest here. So, the only word that's coming to mind is perpendicular scales. Who knows what that means? Okay. Let's see what we have here. We're doing laundry. Okay, so start here. This is the Sparrowhawk. The Sparrowhawk represents messages. It can be from like your spirit guide. It can be from your deity, your source, the universe, your higher power, anything like that. And I'm very much getting that like they're trying to speak to you and we're afraid and a little scared to listen. And so they want to remind you that you have someone that's protecting you. This is the matriarch, and she's like Mother Earth in a way. She represents protection. She represents harmony with the universe and learning to trust in that higher power. The messages that you're going to be receiving from them are going to have you stand up for things that you might not normally stand up for. Stand up for righteousness, stand up for things that were making you sad, setting boundaries. And so it's not necessarily going to be like an easy thing. And I think that's another reason that we're scared to listen to the messages that we're receiving from them, is because they're saying, hey, you need to do this, you need to move forward and set these boundaries, or you need to move forward and stand up for what's right, or whatever it is. And we might not be that type of person that does that, or it might be something that's typically hard for us. And so we're really struggling with this concept. This is the puppeteers. The puppeteers represent like sharing your talents. We need another card as the top card. The top card. Okay, so this represents sharing your talents. It represents like figuring different things out that will protect you and make you happy, or like make you feel more whole and more in harmony with the earth and with like your source, your deities, your spirit guides, whatever it is. And this is the Oathsinger. I can't quite remember what she represents, so hold on. Okay, so she represents compassion. And that's what I was like getting before, but I was like, I thought it was something else. Turns out I was wrong. This represents compassion for ourselves and for others. And it's very much saying like, we're going to be learning new things. We're going to be going through a new time and everything is shifting. And so we need to have more self-compassion for ourselves, more understanding for ourselves, more acceptance of our failures, or not our failures, of our like opportunities to learn more about ourselves. And then as we continue to do that, we celebrate those. So every time we get something right, every time we feel like we did something good, every time we set a boundary, we celebrate. we give ourselves a little, oh my gosh, you did good, right? It doesn't have to be like a big thing. It can just be like, you did really good at this. And it's like that important uplifting self-talk, as well as giving ourselves like a little treat or something like that, if that's how we want to celebrate, or that's how we feel like we need to celebrate that day. And I'm getting like that these two things are very, very important, and they will help you if you are listening to your spirit guides, if you start listening, and if you start taking those steps and setting those boundaries, even though it's scary. They'll help you find your, not necessarily hobbies, but I'm getting more like life calling that will help you so that you feel more fulfilled in life, so that you feel happier, so that you feel like you have a purpose if you take that step with them and follow the steps that we've been doing. Okay, I'm getting one more card, they say, so let's see. The Lamp of Heaven. The Lamp of Heaven is enlightenment and understanding. I'm getting like if you follow these things, and if you start opening up and listening to your spirit guides and honing in on what they want to teach you, you'll have a very big enlightening, a very big opening in your heart chakra, it sounds like, and in your solar plexus. So like to help you realign with Mother Earth or Gaia or our spirit guides or whatever it is, they'll have a very big awakening, which is kind of exciting. I think having an awakening is when you've been stagnant for such a long time and it feels like nothing is like coming through, nothing is like working, then having that breakthrough and that awakening can be so exhilarating and exciting. Yeah. Okay.